the channel. All right, Emilio, let's move along to the PFF preview here. I'm excited to get into it. And again, we're not going to get into the individual matchups. We're going to look at the kind of the line, just kind of a very 30,000 foot view of how these teams match up in PFF's eyes and some of the gambling community as well. So let's get this up on the screen.
You do that, you're going to get your ass kicked in that.
That's right. If you lose money, Mandy will kick your ass. I promise you that. That's going to happen. So, all right, here's what we got, Emilio. It's on the road in Denver. They're showing 39 degrees. Now, it is a 4:25 kickoff. The high that day is 60. The low is like 32. So it probably will be in the 40s to upper 30s by the time the game is over. So that's what they're showing. That is going to be on CBS. I imagine that'll be Jim Nance and Tony Romo. That'll be a fun one to watch and listen to. But currently the Packers, even though they're on the road, Emilio, they're currently favorites, 2.5-point favorites. Does that catch you off guard a little bit that the Packers are 2.5-point favorites on the road to the team with the best winning percentage in the league?
I would say yes, but then again, going back looking at it, their last win by more than 7 points was at the Dallas Cowboys. So they will beat Houston by 3, the Raiders by 3. I remember that game. That was brutal, the 10-7 game. Then they beat the Chiefs by 3, 22-19, Washington by 1, 27-26, and then the Raiders this past week, they only were able to add, 4 points to that first one, 24-17. That team is winning games, yes, not by a lot. The differential is probably not a lot, and they're not blowing out teams. You're seeing sort of consistency, but you get them to break that consistency or have a hiccup or two, you can make a move on this team.
Yeah, Reef in the chat says Bo has been playing weak. I want to say his PFF grade last I checked is somewhere in the middle mark, like he's somewhere around between 15 and 20, right? Not playing horrible, but definitely not playing his best ball for sure. And that kind of happens with these young football players, the young quarterbacks in their second or third year in the league. Teams start to catch on to tendencies, and they have to adjust on the fly for sure. So that's how it sits right now. The Packers are 2.5-point favorites. PFF has it closer than that at 1.9. Now, if we were to use our power rankings, the Kentucky bout came out. I was about to say power. Do you hear that? Power ranking.
It's coming.
We've got a 6.7 score on the Packers, right, on our power rankings. And then you've got the Denver Broncos at a 9.7. So that's an even 3, okay? And you know how they say you can get 1.5 to 3 on the road. So if the Packers are 3-point favorites and you're playing in Denver, pretty much a push. If it's just 1.5, that would put the Packers as 1.5-point favorites. And you see the market's got it at 2.5. So very, very interesting. Now, when you look at the money here, 70% of the money is on the Denver Broncos. Okay. 70% of the money is on the Denver Broncos plus 2.5. All right. So remember the stat we talked about. They updated the numbers today, and I can't remember exactly what they were, but I think last week the sports books won all but one game where 60% of the money or more was on the 60% or more of the public's money was on one side. Only one of the games that fell like that at 60% or more actually went the public's way. So the point here is 70% on the money on Denver plus 2.5. Probably going to lose that bet. The numbers are suggesting that throughout this year when you look at the gambling statistics in terms of the public versus the books with teams, 60% or more of the money is on that team. Does that make sense, Emilio?
Yep.
So moral of the story as a Packers fan, you love to see this. You love to see all that money on Denver here plus 2.5.
Hey, home field, all that, go ahead and take it, whatever. What matters for us, you can look at the spread, the numbers. We need that W at the column. If we don't, again, AFC, out of division, all that, you can still come back from it. But honestly, I love the test more than anything. Yeah, give them whatever points, give them the spread, whatever we need. I think it's a perfect opportunity for us. You're going to get the Broncos, and then you get the Bears, and you go right back to a Ravens team that's going to be scrappy. So you get a team that's at the high in the AFC. You get a team trying to fight for the AFC, and then you get a rival in between. it's nice how the schedule laid out. I know remember looking early, man, with that early bye, we were not happy, not excited about it, and just how it kind of played out the rest of this season, man. I think we're kind of lucky with it.
Yeah. And again, those numbers hold up against the spread, the money line, that rule does not apply. Okay. So with the money line, it looks like 65% of the money is on Green Bay to win the game outright. Now, again, those numbers that we talked about, those tendencies that you're noticing from the books beating the public this year, that's just on point spread. It has nothing to do with money line. I did get that confirmed earlier today. And then, of course, the over-under is set at 42.5, it looks like, is what the over-under is set at currently. And again, the weather should be nice out there. It should be really, really nice, especially for Denver this time of the year. Now, when we dive into how these teams rank in terms of team metrics out of all 32 teams, okay, PFF has the Packers second overall. You notice how we're always within 1 or 2 with our power rankings of where PFF seems to sit? That's kind of cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
They got Denver number 8.
Yeah, it's 7.
We have them 7. There you go. That's why I just now realizing that. So Packers are second. The Denver Broncos are 8th. In terms of defense, they've got the Broncos ranked 4th. The Packers are 12th. So the Broncos get the edge there. In terms of offense, they've got the Packers ranked 3rd. The Broncos ranked 10th. So the advantage goes to the Packers. And then strength of schedule played, the Packers have played the 15th toughest schedule so far. The Broncos have played the 28th toughest schedule. And you pointed out 2 or 3 games there, Emilio. They struggled against bad teams, right?
They struggled against the Raiders. What was it? That Thursday night game where it was 7-7 forever, and then I think they caught a field goal late or something. Just against the Raiders, man. I mean, come on. I think you can get up on this team. I'd like to see them play from behind and see what they have in them, because it's going to be a test for them too. It's not like they're a super veteran team, with everything. They're not steadfast, and all that. So I think that we do have a chance with getting on them a little bit.
Yeah. So against the Raiders there in week 14, right? They won that game, but they were 8-point favorites. They did not cover the spread there, right? Week 13 at the Commanders, they won that game by 1 point, like you were saying. They barely beat the Chiefs by 3 points, a Chiefs team that's struggling there, right? And then, of course, the Raiders, they beat by 3 points in week 10. So if you looked at the last 4 game saturation, they barely beat the Raiders by 3. They barely beat the Chiefs by 3. They beat the Commanders by 1 point. And then they beat the Raiders by, 7 points, right? Am I thinking right? Yeah, yep. 7. So, so it kind of puts things a little more into perspective of the type of football they're playing right now. Now, again, it could be that teams have caught on, and now the adjustment is going to come from Sean Payton. That could happen any moment too, right?
Yeah.
We know that could happen.
The Washington team we beat in week 2 is completely different from the Washington team they beat in week 12. Like night and day difference. So them getting that W is different from our W, but you can't put a point. I mean, you can't put a contextual point difference on that, right? Just by looking at the schedule.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. So again, the Packers it's showing they were 2-point favorites here, but I think the line is currently at 2.5 or maybe.
That's the spread, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. 2.5. It's actually 2.5 is what the market shows, and then down there on the schedule they're showing 2. So it may have opened at 2. Gotcha. Did it open at 2? Let's see here. It may have. Where's the market at? No, it's been 2.5 the whole time, according to PFF. And they're again, you could probably get it at 2. Hell, you might be able to tease it and get it to 1.5 somewhere for a good action. So, but again, that's kind of how they're stacking up against each other at the moment. Average offensive snaps. The Broncos are averaging 68 offensive snaps. The Packers 64. Percentage of run plays. The Packers are running the ball 43.5% of the time. The Broncos are only running at 37% of the time. So they're going to be a little more pass happy than the Packers.
Mike is licking his chops is what you're saying. So we get to scheme up a couple of pass rushes, what you're saying.
Yeah. And they've got I'd say the reason Sean Payton is throwing the ball so much is, man, Sean Payton, they have a hell of an offensive line. Their offensive line is like the strength of this team, in my opinion. They got receivers like Cortland Sutton. I think they got a good tight end too. I'm trying to remember who it was, but I was kind of combing through the roster earlier. I'm like, okay, they got a good solid offense. I looked at the offensive line. I'm like, holy cow. Yeah. That offensive line, they're studs, dude. Absolutely studs. So EPA per run, the Packers have the slight edge there at minus 0.02. The Broncos are at minus 0.05. Believe it or not, we have a higher EPA per run, right, than the Broncos do. That's interesting. And then EPA per pass, it's not even close. We're sitting at a positive 0.23. They're at a positive 0.05. So everything down the board, across the board here, is screaming the Packers have the advantage, other than the power ranking on defense, essentially. And I would agree with that. I think they probably do have a little bit better defense. Now, is it as much of a difference between 4th and 12th? Probably not, in my opinion. I think it's more like 4th and 8th, maybe 4th and 7th, something like that. But yeah, that's how they match up. Anything else you want to touch on there before we get into the quarterback matchup?
No, I think just taking into account, like you said, their pass percentage, they're going to be spinning it a lot. If you kind of stifle that run early, what are they going to do? You get a lead, what are they going to do? They're going to lean into that pass even more. You get Bo dropping back, throwing it 40, 50 times. Let's see where he's at after that. So I think that maybe, we can kind of – and again, I'd rather him – let's keep everything in front of us for a little while, first quarter or two, see where we're at, see what it looks like at halftime. Do we want to keep shelling them and keep everything in front of us, or do we want to bring a little pressure? So I think Mike has got a chance. But you're completely right. The pass blocking, the worst grade for their offensive pass blocking in a game this year was a 61-1 against the Jets. I mean, their best was an 84-4. That's a consistent pass blocking O-line, so we need to figure out a way to crack it.
Yeah, definitely. And, maybe the answer there is play a little cage rush and make sure you're consistently putting 7 in coverage, right? And just say, you know what, we're not going to be able to hit home much, so let's make him a little bit antsy, compress the center of the pocket, keep a cage rush on, and have 7 in coverage and make him throw into coverage all day. Because, again, their turnover margin was a little bit off, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
right? 21st, yeah. So,
but in their run blocking, even still, Clay, the worst run blocking game they had was 52 against the Chargers, which was one of their losses. Besides that, they only had 4 of them in the 50s, 2 60s, and then 4 of them in the 50s. Their highest one was an 88-2. So it's not like they haven't had a Cleveland Brown game like our offensive line had, where the whole thing disintegrated. So what can happen if that does happen to them?
Yeah, definitely. All right, quarterback matchup. Here's how PFF sees it. Jordan Love, 89.9 PFF grade. I repeat, Jordan Love, 89.9 PFF grade. It's amazing. Bo Nix, 73.0. Good grade, Emilio. Solid grade, right? Passer rating when clean. Jordan Love, 131.7. Bo Nix, 98.8. Passer rating under pressure. Again, it doesn't mean when they blitz. It means when pressure gets to Jordan, his passer rating goes down to a 48.8, according to PFF. You can check other websites for varying, grades there, or numbers, I should say. Bo Nix, 53.3 under pressure. Okay. Mm-hmm. Big time throw percentage. Jordan Love, 5.48%. Bo Nix, 3.68%. What's that tell you? Bo Nix is probably throwing to a little bit more schemed open players, right? And maybe not had the team on his back do, you know what I mean? Throwing into game winning situations, that type of thing. As we're Jordan, we've seen it all year long. I mean, my goodness, is the comeback kid. Turnover worthy play percentage, Jordan slightly higher at 2.63 than Bo Nix at a 2.57. What's that tell you with that turnover margin? They're probably not taking the ball away very often, and they're probably putting the ball on the turf with fumbles, I would imagine, right? That'd probably be what unless teams have just capitalized on every single opportunity in terms of turnover worthy plays there from Bo Nix. Power rating, Jordan Love 4.5, Bo Nix 2.0. So that ranks Jordan Love in power ranking 9th in the league, Bo Nix 20th. There's no doubt about it, Emilio. We have the better quarterback. Now, got to show up and play. Bo Nix could play elite for one game, and Jordan could have an off game. But on the surface, Jordan Love is a significantly better quarterback, especially here in 2025.
He was the best guy around.
And that's it. I mean, you're looking at Bo, all right, good job. I'm glad he's coming along. But Jordan Love is that dude. There's no taking that from him, right? He's doing great. Under pressure, yeah, we're working on it. But you could get those under pressure numbers up if we had a little bit more help from the O-line. So there's other things contributing to some of those low numbers. Big time throw percentage, you're not afraid. Let him go out there and spin it and it's part of the offense, right? When we get those explosive plays, that brings the energy for the team. It brings the energy for the offense, the defense, knowing that, we have that, like Micah said, that's my $200 million quarterback. Sit back down. We're good. Let him do his thing. Let Matt do his thing. And it's going to be a battle against Bo, but I think you can maybe crack him here.
Yeah. Marco in the chat says, I'm excited for this matchup. I am too, man. I am really, really fired up. That's one of my favorite stadiums in the league, too. I hate that they're going to be going to a newer one. Just love Mile High. I think it's just everything that's right with football. Most of the time, it's cold weather football out there, high altitude. There's always a beautiful backdrop. It's going to be a fun game to watch, man. It's going to be absolutely awesome.
Joe Pack Joe said he wants it said. The Broncos have 2 former 49ers who single-handedly have ended our playoff season, so this is a revenge game for me. At least.
I like it. I like it, Joe. If it's a revenge game for you, it's a revenge game for me, bub. I love it. Love it. All right, so there is your early PFF preview of Packers Broncos. If you're watching this video back later, let us know in the comments, how do you feel about this matchup, man? And listen, Bronco fans will probably be watching this video too. Let us know in the comments how you feel about your Broncos matching up against the Packers. And we want to hear from everyone. Let us know what you think about Jordan Love versus Bo Nix. What do you think of the point spread? Everything in between. Let us know in the comments. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you know every time we hit that live button here in the future. All right, Emilio, the time has come, sir. The time has come. We're going to be giving away an autographed Jordan Morgan rookie card here, sir. You ready for this? Look, this is going to, again, the algorithm over here. You ready for this?
Spin that thing.
Look.
Ooh-wee.
Mandy trying to get me to buy her bracelet, Pandora.
Mandy's smart, man. I don't know. She's a smart lady. I don't know how she does it.
She's over firing off Google stuff during the show. So anytime I show a window that's not ad free, it's going to be,
every night you go to bed, she grabs your phone and just starts searching stuff for like 20 minutes. So that tomorrow morning when it fires up, you're good.
Exactly. Holmes MD1 knows as soon as that wheel pops up on the screen, the fix is in, baby.
How dare you?
All right, guys, help me out in the chat. Somebody's already putting a number. I love it. J. Cole. Right. See, J. Cole, they'll say that I told you to post that in there, all right? So we're going to go with a random one here in a second. Of course, they'll say that I used that one. So random numbers in the chat, 1 to 10. Jen Wright said 9. J. Cole said 7. So Turtles said 10. So let's go 10 minus J. Cole's 7. That'll be 3 plus the 4 of Doug. That's 7.
I was waiting for it.
We're going 7 shuffles here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, Emilio, you ready for this? Your name is not on this list.
It better be.
I don't want to pat you on the butt and you poop my hand. So,
all right, the winner of the autographed Jordan Morgan, I repeat, autographed Jordan Morgan rookie card is Josh Hooley. Look at that. Cranked it up for him and everything. I like it. That's what I'm talking about. Josh Hooley, you are the winner of the Jordan Morgan card.
Dang.
So, maybe next time, Emilio.
Burner didn't get it.
My 3 burners didn't win tonight. So, again, just want to say thanks to everybody in our Patreon group, our YouTube members, all that good stuff. Thank y'all for supporting. Not so cool said hit him with the who. That is a good time to hit the who there. Josh Hooley. Who? All right, there you go. Asking you shall receive. And Sixer says it's rigged. There you go, man.
You'll have that.
Always. All right. Anything else, Emilio, before we wrap this big bear up? Man, this was fun. We had a big crowd in here, too. Thanks to everybody who jumped in here and talked ball with us tonight, man. The chat was on fire.
No, absolutely. And I did take a peek at that one you did earlier there. It's good to see them out there. Good to see Marshawn Lloyd back. You are right. That dude is explosive. And he's twitched up. It would be super cool if he was good to go, right? And able to come back. But just good to see that we're getting healthy. Yeah, you're limited here and there, but that's all right. We're going to be building on that moving forward. I did have the note for the coverage stats, pass defense numbers, but if we don't have time for them.
No, let's do it. Let's hit it real quick. I won't put it on the screen, but I'll read it off. I did want to know, we're talking about their pass defense, right?
Yeah.
So their pass defense in terms of yards per pass attempt allowed, all right? Oh, me no likey this, G. And Denver is 3rd in the league at 5.6. But you know who's tied for them at 3rd, Emilio, at 5.6? your Green Bay Packers, sir.
Come
How
on,
about that?
Nick.
Get over here! Belt to ass. BTA. Know what I'm saying?
It reminds me of the bird celebration. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Right? I love it.
Whenever I think of that, I always think of the Replacements. Eagle over cover 4. Like,
such a good movie, man. All right, guys, we're out. Thank y'all so much. We'll be back tomorrow. I got to run to Kentucky early in the morning. If I get back in time, we'll do an early afternoon show, and then we'll hit y'all with an evening show where we'll do the full PFF preview. We'll show you our offense against their defense, their offense against our defense. It'll lay out all the grades of the starting players to kind of give you a little bit better idea of where some of the matchups may or may not be there. And we'll make sure we dive into everything that is Packers, Broncos. We'll have another updated injury report as well. So hopefully we continue to hear good news from Lucas Van Ness, Marshawn Lloyd, and the guys. So appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Please do us a big favor. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and click the bell icon so you're notified every time that we smash that go live button. And again, just an update on the numbers. You guys are crushing the like button. The like button is what's making the big difference here. Everybody's taking a second to just hit that like button. We're now up to 7,240 subs.
that is
We've
crazy.
picked up over the last, golly, I don't want to mislead here. Let me look at it here. Over the last 2 days, this is going to blow your mind. We've picked up 170 subs in the last 2 days. So you guys, again, it has nothing to do with us. It's you guys just hitting that like button, and it throws the video into the algorithm on YouTube, and other people see it and go, hey, these guys suck, but I kind of like to chat. That's how it works.
Clay, that basically means that we've doubled the subscribers since just before the draft, because we were at like 3,500. We wanted to get to 4 by the draft. That's unbelievable. I mean, again, thank you to everybody out there. And now when you hit the like button, it turns into a football. So you should try it just to be sure.
Sweet, ain't it? I noticed that.
Sure. Yeah, just go ahead and hit that and make sure.
I didn't set that up either, by the way. I didn't do anything there. So it reads, I guess
It knows we talk ball.
I guess it does. Or we try to talk ball, right? And also the views in the last 2 days is 30.
Nick's just been doing the Lord's work over there. He said he's been promoting PTA in the ESPN chat just so that they know.
Let's go. 42,000 views in the last 48 hours. That's insane. It's absolutely awesome. So again, because you guys are helping spread the word, we greatly appreciate it. But that's it. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Emilio, thank you for your time, man.
Always, man. Appreciate it.
Say something bad about Jacob real quick.
Jacob, unbelievable, man. Just open your blinds sometimes, man. Go touch grass, Jacob.
That's it. We're out. See-
There we go. We out.
Bye, guys.